So, MattB, we launched 2 lessons this week, and it's interesting that Steph's here because Steph is actually MattB's second guitar teacher and the one who taught him how to play electric. So, it's interesting how the circle turns, and we released 2 lessons from Matt, and next week we're going to pump out 1 more. And I wanted to share with you just some of the things. I feel like it's the right time to just talk a little bit about Matt. Some of you know he has cancer. It's a very aggressive form of cancer, and the last 7 weeks have been a maelstrom of immersion in trying to help him figure out a way to beat it, frankly. And both Neil and I have traveled to LA a couple of times. 2 weekends ago we went down there and organized a charity drive where all of his friends popped in who were local, and Neil came down and you got some footage, and he's played in a bunch of bands, and a bunch of those guys turned up, and they did some impromptu jamming, and so we filmed some of that. And I've been immersed with Matt and Matt's sister and his family, trying to help him as much as I can, and Neil too. And as of last Sunday, he's getting treatment in Mexico in a clinic for 4 weeks. Very intensive. And I got a chance to speak to him day before yesterday. He Skyped me. So I was able to see him, and he's put on a little bit more weight, and things are working out pretty well for him right now. His spirits are high and so on. And we're going to talk a little bit more about helping Matt through the site. We really want to appeal to you, and I kind of want to make this the first exclamation point towards that, now that you've had a chance to see a couple of his lessons. And you can see the spirit that he carries in him. He has a soul that, anybody who meets him connects immediately. And he's just a beautiful, beautiful man, and he deserves to live. And he deserves to be able to give what he can, because he really has, he's not just talented, but he has a capacity to communicate that is relatively unusual. And he's wiser than his years, frankly, because he's had to deal with so many challenges. It's amazing what he's had to learn with his lack of sight. This whole radar thing that I've been learning, he's been teaching me about that, and how we're all inherently built with a radar in us, but his is just this heightened machine that enables him to navigate around the physical world. And so it's just been a great joy and a pleasure. It's also been pretty damn tough, frankly. But the other thing that happened was, this is my own personal journey. I'm hoping to share, maybe you'll pick something up out of me sharing it. But I took my fold-up guitar. All my guitars are in storage or at Neil's house or whatever, and the only guitar I had was this fold-up thing, this Air Voyage. I took it back to Arizona, and I had it for a week, and then it occurred to me that Matt needed it to take with him to travel with on his treatment. So I drove it back to him, and so I didn't get to have a guitar the last few weeks. But at the event where Matt was jamming with his friends, there was a particular song which we're going to post, and a singer came in and he sang in Spanish, and Matt was playing acoustic, and there were a few other accompanying guys, and Matt was doing harmonies, and I watched this thing, and I was just captivated. I was enthralled, and for me what happened was I reconnected with why I wanted to learn guitar, and why music was important to me, and I just hadn't pursued it. So after that weekend I rang Neil and I said, well, listen, I'm coming up to the valley, and I'm working for a week, but I got to get a lesson. I got to spend some time playing. And so I've reconnected with playing. It's odd, we run this site, and yet I don't even get to play much. But that's got to change, because I know that my soul sings a little when I do. And watching Matty, it was like a different guy playing right then. He didn't have cancer at that moment, and I think that was really important. So I've actually got some photos of him with my guitar in Mexico as well, playing. And I told him that he should busk and try and raise some money from all the other people there. So he's been trying that on. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit more in the next couple of weeks about how we can all help Matty, because this thing's very costly, and he doesn't just need money, he needs other things. So we're going to try and put together a way in which everybody can do something. And you know, I want Matty to be contributing to the site for a long, long time to come. So, and I hope you all do and get some value out of his current lessons. So that's really all I wanted to say. And it's great having Steph here because, you know, he shreds now as a result of Steph, frankly, teaching him how to shred. So it's really great that we have the teacher, and the teacher. You know, it's really strange in a way, but it's funny how the circle, you know, becomes complete, isn't it? So hope to get Matty maybe on camera as well from Mexico. We talked about this before he went, where he might just do a little hello to you all. And so that's all coming. That's pretty much all. As I said, the next 2 weeks we're going to be doing some really interesting things on the site. And then we're going to do a big launch, and that will include a live show. And we're going to do something like 3 hours for the live show. So it's going to be really important and special, and we might even get a few special guests like Steph to come in and do something for you. So that's all for this week. See you next week.
I think so.
Thanks, Neil, for your efforts. Thanks, Steph, for coming in.
Thank you.
Sayonara, everybody. Hope you like the stash.